we're back. Howdy y'all, this is Ethan Bonreal playing Oracle of Ages, and last time we were here, we made our way into the 8th dungeon, the Ancient Tomb, and this time around, hopefully we're going to make some good progress after we kill these ghosts into this dungeon. I'm pretty sure this will not take one part to do, but from what I've heard on the interwebs, this dungeon, even though it's bigger than Jabu Jabu's Belly, it's actually a good bit quicker to complete, because it's less, it's more intuitive of what you have to, for what you have to do. Anyway. Open your ears to the sounds of a sword against the wall. Alright, so that's a very vague quote, and if you haven't played Link's Awakening, you'll probably be like, what the hell does that mean? So you need to push this up, which you had no indication that you needed to do that, and open that by throwing a bomb at it. And I forgot to explain what was up with that, but basically if you hit the wall with your sword in the, this game, basically what happens is that your sword will make a, like, weird clinking sound that's different from the normal sound. It sounds like this. And that kind of notifies you that there's a secret behind that wall. That's basically what they use to let you know that you need to bomb a wall if it's not cracked. But they didn't really announce that in these games. That's a holdover again from Link's Awakening, which this game uses the same or a very similar engine as. And I luckily knew that. So I'm gonna go ahead and make it further in this dungeon. Anyway, so I'm actually recording this waiting for Pride, which I'm going to in about an hour and a half, with one of my, well, two of my friends, and I think some other people will be there. I actually, let me see if I can get this. I actually am only going to the parade. There's been, like, festivities happening all day downtown, but I have volunteered for the past 2 or 3 years, and I don't want to again, because it's usually really hot, and I'm usually really tired for it, and I don't like people. I'm a notorious not people liker, and so an event full of people kind of is something that annoys me. But in any case, and also I don't really like the dynamics of Pride a lot. I think it's because our Pride here costs money to go to, and well, it depends on what city you live in, because, like, Pride around the country is really different, especially because there's a lot of stuff wrapped up in Pride. I don't know if y'all know. Different cities have Pride in different months, even though July is supposed to be the official Pride month, as noted by Mr. Obama. But different cities have it at different points in time, because different people host it. So, like, if it's a non-profit Pride, or hosted by a non-profit organization, it's typically gonna be on the actual date, but depending on who's, like, the sponsor of it, they'll have it at different times. Like, I know some people have Pride in, like, October, which is really neat. In fact, UTSA, my college, has Pride in October, which is really interesting. But again, it just happens based off of whatever's convenient for the people organizing it. And if it's like a for-profit Pride, it's usually based off of what will get the most attendance or money, or whatever the people who are hosting it can manage, which is kind of it can be an annoying dynamic, but it also puts a lot of people who, like, work at Pride events in. It gets them jobs all year round, basically, if they're willing to travel for it. Because you can basically go to a city any month, besides, like, I guess December or whatever, and have, like, a Pride celebration. Anyway. Oh, hey, that's convenient. Get over your ferry. Let's whip out some bombs. And... nope. Threw it too early. Or late. There we go. Actually, can I move this? No, I thought so. Probably have to move it to the side. Oh. Rude. Okay, let's do this then. But, I guess that's kind of what I don't like about some Pride celebrations. I just don't like that dynamic of, like, a lot of it being run by bars and stuff. my city actually used to have 2 Pride celebrations, because of course, as all things queenly, there was drama, basically, about this one person didn't like that one of our Pride celebrations was basically run by bars, or the gay bars in town. So there was like a profit motive, and there was a lot of alcohol, and it wasn't necessarily, I mean, it's family friendly, but at the same time, it's not necessarily made for kids, because kids don't buy alcohol. Lol. At least in my opinion, I'm open to debate about that, but that was that person's opinion, in the very least, from what I've heard. And she basically made her own Pride celebration. That was a non-profit one, or at least semi-non-profit, and consequently was also free, because the Pride that I just mentioned also was... I need to keep track of what the hell I'm doing, holy shit. This is actually live commentary, too. I'm just kind of, like, going in directions. And this is actually... this dungeon's completely new to me. This is what I meant by this dungeon being, like, less intuitive, or more... You don't have to think as much as Jabu's Belly. You can just, like, go places you haven't been before and figure out the puzzles pretty easily. Alright, so I'm gonna go up here first before I do anything and see what the fuck's... What the hell is... Why are you, like, flashing? Oh, hey, key. Okay, that's cool. That was very bizarre. But anyway, she basically made her own Pride celebration. And I liked it because it was free, and it was in a better venue, in my opinion. But eventually, that celebration went bankrupt, or the non-profit organization that hosted it went bankrupt. So I want to go to the right. So what I'm going to do... Yeah, let's move that way, and then circle around again. That went bankrupt, and it was sad, and everyone cried. Not really. Because the woman who hosted it was really in debt, and she actually kept hosting it after she moved out of San Antonio, which I thought was a little silly when I heard about that, because she doesn't even live here anymore, so it's kind of hard to manage, but eventually that went bankrupt, and they couldn't pay everyone, and the people who were, like, volunteering had to I think they had to, like, were responsible for the debt or whatever, because she just kind of, like, disappeared when the problems started happening. Huh. Should I go this way? Yeah, let's do that. But anyway. And then also, every time I go to Pride, there are, like, sexually aggressive underage kids there, and that really makes me really uncomfortable. And, I mean, like, no shade to them, because I was kind of like that when I was younger. Oh god, it's one of these rooms. Okay, so... Alright, I'm gonna let y'all know I just switched to post-commentary, because I have several failed attempts on this puzzle, so I decided to just edit them out to save time on the video. But, anyway, I'm actually, commentating this part after I've come back from Pride. Or after I came back from Pride. It's actually the day after I started recording it. I was gonna release it yesterday, but I just kind of fell asleep pretty promptly. After playing a little bit of Animal Crossing lol. But in any case, Pride was kind of boring. Although I just went to the parade. And honestly, if you don't like alcohols and rainbows, or like being around large groups of people, Pride isn't really that amazing, and I like none of those things. I do like being around people in the community, though. That's always really fun. It's nice to be around folks. To an extent. Sometimes people be annoying, but, you know, it is what it is. But in any case, I guess I'll take this opportunity to blog a little bit. What I've been thinking about is kind of my English teacher from high school. I just remembered randomly. I actually really appreciated her, if I could remember her name. I believe her last name was Hernandez or Garcia. Actually, no, Miss Garcia was my English teacher before my senior year. She was my English teacher my junior year. I think her last name was Hernandez, the one I had my senior year. But I didn't realize how I guess progressive. I don't know what to call it, but at least in the very least, she was really cool because she had us watch When We Were Kings, featuring Muhammad Ali, in our English class, and that was a really great movie to me. I really enjoyed it. Although, I think now if I rewatched it, I would probably feel a little bit different, because it doesn't necessarily... There aren't that many women involved in it, which I think is something that happens a lot in films from that period of time. Anyway, I guess I should talk about the game. So we're about to pick up the Power Glove. You got the Power Glove. You can pick up shit and throw it. Yay. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here. I'll talk more about that movie later. Have a good one, y'all. See you later. Bye.